All right, we're out here planting beans. This is our barley beans, so we took our barley off more than a week ago now, but it's just been raining non-stop ever since then, so we didn't really have a window to get them in until now. So we're doing this at the same day that we're also combining our wheat. So this is in here at the other farm, and just across the road, across the driveway there, they're combining the wheat. So we're gonna be able to start planting wheat beans as soon as we finish this. We gotta bale the straw over there on the wheat ground, but then we'll be able to start planting over there too. So anyway, just sitting here waiting for my dad. We filled the planter up with seed before we left, and now I got in here and I planted about 10 acres and I'm out of seed. So we're waiting on my dad to come. He ran to get some seed and get her filled back up, and then we'll get rolling again. We're back at it. We got all filled up. Dad does this here, and we're rolling. Oh, looks like there's a sinkhole there. So as you can see, we're using our corn planter. We switched the meters over to brush meters to do beans with soybean plates in them. So the meters are different, but the planter is the same. And we use the corn planter to plant our soybeans. Now, the one bummer is 30-inch rows. So full season beans, no problem with 30-inch rows, but late beans, there's some question about whether it's smart or whether it's best to plant on 30-inch rows or to plant on 15-inch rows. So most guys plant late beans on 15-inch rows, but the problem is we don't have any means of planting beans on 15-inch rows. We did mess around before already with like going back over. So basically we plant the field twice. That really takes a lot of time. So we're planting the same population. The population is not different. It's just whether it's on 30-inch rows or 15-inch rows. So if you plant on 15-inch rows, you're running half the amount of seeds through each row, but you're still, the total is the same. So anyway, we do have a grain drill, and so we've been chatting about whether we should try planting some beans with the drill. That would be on like 7.5-inch rows or 8-inch rows, and that would be an option for us too. I just don't really like planting with the drill because it seems like it's not very precise. A corn planter is, picking up seeds and putting them in a very orderly, precise way. A grain drill, my cousin says, is like a controlled spill. And it's just, sometimes it's just hard to know exactly how much is coming out. You obviously can set it, but field conditions can change that, and the size of the seed can change it, so even year to year it's different. Anyway, we might try it though. With our wheat beans, I thought maybe we could try to do some of them with the grain drill. It's gonna cost us a little bit extra time, but I think it'd be worth it to try it out and see what we think. So when we're planting our wheat beans, which probably will be this coming week, maybe we'll give that a shot. So we'll see how it goes. All right, that's it for the barley beans. All planted and back just in time. Heather and I are going out with some friends tonight, and I was concerned I wasn't gonna make it back here in time. All right, it's been a crazy week here, and we got some more beans to plant. But just to give you an update, we got all the spraying done of our late season corn. And then we got all the side dressing done. So that was a big undertaking. We got that all done because the corn is getting pretty tall. We were just so able to get through with the side dress sprayer, and yeah, got that all got that all unhooked and cleaned up for the year. We're gonna put that away for the year as soon as we can. I lost the top tray in my toolbox. I had set it up there on the tank when I was swapping out orifice plates, and I forgot about it. So that tray is out in the field somewhere. Maybe we'll find it. So anyway, but today we're gonna try to finish planting our beans. We got our wheat beans to plant. That is the beans that we plant after wheat. So the wheat took the wheat off, and yeah, I just sprayed that in there. A little bit of a burn down yesterday because there's some weed pressure there that we want to try to stay ahead of. So got that done. Now we're gonna go ahead and try to plant some beans. So we're gonna start with the corn planter. We talked about this a little bit before, but we've been toying with this idea of trying to use a grain drill a little bit to plant some beans. So I think we're gonna try that at the end. So we're gonna start with the planter, plant the front field, and then we'll go to the back field, and maybe we'll finish up the back field with the grain drill. It's been so wet this year. We have a couple spots like this spot right here where it was really like low laying and just didn't dry out enough, and the seed just didn't come up. The seed was there, but just didn't start. And I don't know if you can see it way out there, but there's a couple spots out in the field out there a little bit further out that are bare. But we talked about whether we're going to try to replant those, but I just don't think it's worth it. It's gonna be too hard to put something in there. So anyway, it is what it is. We got our beans all loaded up here. We're gonna have someone bring them in to me, and I got the corn planter hooked up here, and it's all loaded with seed. So we're ready to head in there and give this a shot. In here to this field. This is the ground we farm on the other side of town here, so gotta drive through town to get here. But I think maybe we're gonna do a change of plans. I had said about trying to use the grain drill, and I really want to try that sometime, but I just went up to take a look at the drill just to make sure everything was ready to go, and I realized that it's still half full of cover crop seed from the fall. We just left it in there because we didn't really have anywhere to put it, and we thought, well, we'll plant it later. So I wasn't thinking about beans at all then when I made that decision. But anyway, I'm not sure. I don't know where to put that seed, and I'm not sure that we have the time to mess around cleaning that thing out because of the weather. So we'll see. Let's get this first part in the ground, and then we'll see if we want to try that or not. This planter has a couple steps to get this thing opened up, and it's kind of annoying actually. So the first thing is to loosen this guy up. This is just a lock that keeps it from unfolding when you're not expecting it, like when you're going down the road or something. right, I still have these locks in, so I gotta take these things out. Try to put these in when we have it sitting so it doesn't sit on the weight of the row units. All right, got the locks out. Now we gotta sit the planter down and unlock these outside wheels. So the last step is you gotta unlock these little things. That. Those like tie these wheels up for transport. Now we're ready. Now it'll sit on all 6 wheels in the field. It's really overcast and humid out there. Hopefully we can get this done before it rains, but it feels like it's almost raining already. It's been so humid the last couple of days. Man, we've been, yesterday we had 3 loads of pigs, and everything is just soaked wet. The floor is wet, super slippery. You're wet from sweat because it's so hot, and the pigs don't really want to move very good, so it's not ideal. So looking forward to some less humid conditions, hopefully sometime soon. All right, let's go take a look and see what's happening here. About an inch or an inch and a half deep, I guess. It's a little bit wet. You can see how it's kind of like not closing it up super awesome here, but it's supposed to rain this afternoon, so I guess we're just gonna roll with it. You shouldn't be able to make a mud ball like that, but unfortunately we don't really have a window to let it dry out anymore, so we're gonna get her in the ground. So we're planting seed beans again this year. That means that the beans that we're planting are gonna be grown for seed for the next year's crop. So all the soybeans that come off this ground are taken back and they clean them and they bag them to use as seed for the next year. So that's what we're doing here. So we're planting today at about 190 to 200,000 population. That means 190,000 or 200,000 seeds per acre, and that's about 5 times of what you would plant corn at. So that's why we need the special meters in the corn planter. We switch them out for a different type of meter that can feed the beans in a lot faster. You can never get the corn meters to run that fast, or at least I don't think you can do it safely. They probably would fly apart. This field here is like a U shape because this used to be an old school building in here. The school building was like torn down a long time ago, but that's what that big pavement area is. It was old school property. So anyway, we farm around it, but makes for some really short rows here because we have to go around the middle part of the U. We have tried farming these short rows the other way. It worked out okay, I guess, but it's kind of makes it strange if you're gonna be spraying the beans or whatever, then these rows in the middle are the wrong way. It's not very nice. So I just decided we're gonna run them all the same. It's just long rows and then real short rows and then long rows. So it'll make it a lot nicer for combining and for spraying and everything else that we need to do. It's just annoying right now for planting. It's just pretty inefficient because the turning around part is the most inefficient part of planting. And right now we're doing it like every 30 seconds. But we're almost back to the long rows again. We just got to get through this little middle section here. All right, the monitor keeps beeping at me here. I think we got a row unit that's running out of seed. But it's just one row unit, so I'm just gonna see if I can move some seed around here. Let's look and see. Oh yeah, he's got a lot. That one's pretty low. That one's got a lot. Oh, look. Oh, that's the one that's empty, see? See, I was putting partial bags in, so that's why they're a little bit off, because I was estimating on my dividing up the bags. Let's take a look more at this guy, yeah. There's plenty in there. Better switch some around here yet. This guy's got a lot for some reason. This one doesn't have very much. Alright. That should do till Heather gets here. Got a little clump of rocks up here, and I guess I should try to go around them. Oh yeah, that looks good. It's just Heather and I at the farm right now. My dad's away this weekend, and Mike was here for feeding, but he left already, so Heather's gonna bring me out some more seed. We're gonna need some more seed in a little bit here, so she's bringing that out and get her filled up. See, this is the reason why we came in here to do this burn down. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's a lot of grass growing in here, and we obviously want to get that set back before we have beans coming up. Alright, we're out of seed again, so we're just gonna wait for Heather to get here. Alright. Hey look, there she is. Perfect timing. Yep. That's great, thanks. It's your favorite thing. Here it is.
Oops. Sometimes. I'm not the only one that thinks that.
I know, it is sort of fun.
What's her name? Laura Farms, right? She thinks it's satisfying too. She said that on one of her videos.
Nice. Need to fill up probably one more time. Yeah. Put some inoculant in here yet. Alright, first field is done. 8 acres or so down and 12 acres to go. The second field is just right down the road here. So I'm just going to run down the road here real quick. Last year we decided that we're going to plant a little strip all the way out to the front here so we don't have to go down this little grass strip to get to the back field. And that works out great because then I don't need to plant, I don't need to fold up the planter because I can just run down this little strip here. See, this little strip used to be part of that field, but it was getting annoying to come back in here with big equipment, so we decided to make this little strip part of that back field. Seems like you want to utilize this space, but in the end it's often hard to get stuff to grow right along these fence rows, so maybe it's not worth planting right up into it. But corn's getting big, it's starting to go into tassel there. Has a bunch of rocks in it right on the top here, so we're trying not to bust the planter up all those, but ideally you want to plant the whole thing because it just makes a big weed patch if you leave a bare spot. So we're trying to set the planter in between the rocks as much as we can. right, I'm out of seed again, and I'm waiting on Heather, but I can't get a hold of her. I think she's out mowing, and I'm guessing she's not hearing her phone, so not sure what to do. Maybe I could call the neighbor. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, I called the neighbor. She saw Heather out there. She flagged her down and said, hey, call Mitch. So she's on her way, so that'll be great. We'll get her filled up. Keep on rolling. Let's just open up these boxes, and I see that this one row unit is like leaned over. Not sure why that is. What's happening there? I'll lift up the planter, take a look. Trying to figure out what's going on with this thing. What? It looks like this coulter might be kind of leaned over or bent or something. Doesn't look the same. Oh yeah, look at that. See how this one is straight, parallel there? That one is like a little bit away at the top. I wonder what would have caused that. Maybe hitting a rock or something. Not sure if I can loosen it up or not. Okay, I loosened that up and shifted it back a little bit, but I'm not sure. It looks like the bracket might be a little bit bent. So anyway, Heather's coming in here to get seed. I did talk to her now, but I'm afraid that her phone died, and I don't know if she's gonna know where I'm at. So I guess maybe we'll start walking a little bit, see if we can find her. Here's our barley beans, and look at that, they're already popping up. That's amazing how fast they can come up. Help is here. See you later. All right, we're back at it. I think we have, I don't know, maybe like 2 or 3 acres here in this field yet. And then we'll be headed to the next one. I forgot, we do actually have 3 fields. So, the last one is about 10 acres, so we'll head there next. See all those rocks? Another one. There's a bunch over there. I think we're gonna miss that one. Yep, missed it. This planter has automatic markers, which means that whenever you turn around, it automatically flips to the other marker. So it actually works out pretty good, generally, except when you're in a field with a lot of rocks. Like there. Because every time you lift it, it indexes the automatic markers, and then the other marker starts to go down. So I have to run the markers in manual because there's so many rocks in this field. They're like everywhere. Some more rocks. We're not gonna miss that one. So we don't have the ability to lift an individual row or two. We have to lift the whole planter. That's why it's a bummer when you have to lift the planter, because it leaves a skipper that's 25 feet wide just for one little rock. All right, all finished up planting beans for the year. And man, another hot one. It's so humid out. But looks like might get a shower tonight. Looks like there could be a thunderstorm maybe later, like 7 or 8 or so. So we'll see, maybe it'll cool it down. But yeah, that's it for planting beans this year. See you next time.